All right, folks, today I am joined by Jacob Mendy, a left back, full back, wing back. I guess it kind of depends. What do you like? What do you think of yourself as?
Oh, I'll probably see myself more of as a left back, I'll probably
Okay, so
say.
then there it is. Left back for Wrexham, number 19. He is the second ever Wrexham player to represent their country in international tournament play. Three caps for the Gambia in AFCON. Congrats on that, man. That is an awesome achievement.
Thank you very much. It's, as you said, it's an awesome achievement and something I'm really proud of.
So we're going to talk about that in a bit, but I want to start with I was going through some of your goals, and one of them was scored in front of Will Ferrell. Did you know that? And what did that feel like? It was the one against Wheelstone.
Oh, see, I didn't know that detail, but I do remember the game and the goal I scored there.
Yeah.
I
So
remember it because it's against my previous team as well.
so I'm glad to be the first one to tell you that then.
Thank you.
So last season you got to play at Bramall Lane. How was that? And is there a dream ground that you would like to play in?
Yeah, my dream ground is obviously um, the Camp Nou because I support Barcelona since I was a kid.
Ah,
But yeah, now every big ground we played in is, is an extra motivation, and I think we showed it in the results. We played really well, and we showed that we're capable of playing against big teams.
I know that the league is the most important thing for the fans there, but as a player, are the moments like the FA Cup, how do you weigh your commitment to the club and what the fans want versus like what you want as a pro? You follow? Like, I'm curious, do all those games feel the same for you? Or when you're playing a Prem club, you're obviously more jacked up than you would be.
Yeah, yeah. When you play in a Prem club, you always obviously the motivation is even bigger than normal. You want to do well. You want to test yourself against other great players that are playing in the top level. So it is a motivation, a bigger motivation, and I think it's the same for the fans as well. They probably want to see where the teams are if they can compete against the big boys. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's an extra motivation for sure.
Your guys' 3-3 match against them at the race course was electric. What a game.
Yes, it was.
Episode 6 features your journey to AFCON. Describe the emotion that you felt that you're in the changing room. That first time you put on that kit. What sort of washed over you? Because you've been through an incredible journey to get to that point.
Wow, is a lot of emotions. The the pride of being there and representing my country, and then my family watching, every Gambian watching. It's obviously something that fills me with pride, but also a lot of nervous because it was my David. I wanted to give a good impression, and
Yeah, that's a big game to
yeah,
have it be your first.
massive. Exactly. Massive game. So, you wanna do well. You don't wanna get too excited because it's still a game of football. But it's impossible to not get excited. You're representing your country in the biggest tournament in Africa. So a lot of emotions in there and that I try to control.
Just curious, because you guys went in, I believe, is the lowest ranked team. Is the achievement of getting there enough for you in and of yourself? Of course you want to win. Everybody wants to win. That's why you're a pro. But I imagine you're going to say for the rest of your life, I represented my country at AFCON. And whether you won it or not, that fact remains.
Yes, it is a fact, and it's something that will stay in the history and in the books. But I definitely want to win. I want to go for more next year. I want to qualify it again because we just did it for the second time in the whole country's history. We never done it before the first time, and we've done it in 2 seasons in a row. We're gonna do it. We want to do it in the third, and next time we want to win and qualify for the following round. I think we are a nation that's growing, and it shows in football as well. So we want to grow even bigger.
How do you think that you'd stack up against the likes of Sadio and Salah?
I think um, I think I'll do well. Obviously, I like to test myself and I like to play against the big boys, and,
Of course.
and I feel that extra motivation. And when I'm that extra motivated, I feel like I can do everything.
Did the feelings that you felt that first time that you put on the kit, did it feel how you thought it might as a kid? Or if not, what surprised you by the way that you felt?
It felt better. It felt better than what I thought as a kid. But what one thing that surprised me that I didn't know when I was a kid is how emotional everything is when you're playing for your country, you know. And that one loss feels like 10 losses, and one win feels like 10 wins. It's just that extra passion. Like is hard to describe, but when we lost, I remember when we lost and we didn't qualify. I remember crying, and I didn't cry for a game of football since I was a kid. So
And not even because you lost, right? Because of the people that you're out there trying to fight for.
representing
Yeah.
exactly. So it is that's one thing I didn't know before I was experiencing it.
When you shut your eyes and think back to your time at those games, what is the first image that pops in your mind? Is it walking out to the ground and seeing the flags and the fans? What's that first thing that's burned in your brain?
Very good question. I'll probably say, yeah, as soon as I come out of the tunnel and I see all the people dancing and screaming music out loud.
I'm getting chills just thinking about it, man.
Yes. That's that. I'll probably say that was incredible. And the fact that they never stopped dancing and singing throughout the whole game, you know, the whole 90 minutes they kept going. They probably done more exercise than us.
Oh man, I mean, especially in Africa, because I'm a Liverpool fan, and I remember Salah like had to convert a PK, I think, to qualify them for it was either 2018 World Cup or the last one, and the fans literally swarmed the ground and carried him off
Yeah,
the pitch like a king, and like that's just it's why this sport is the beautiful game for stuff like that.
a
Um,
beautiful game.
if you want to pass on this one, I don't know if you can or not. Your favorite African player of all time, not the best, your favorite.
My favorite African player of all time. Oof, this is a very tough one.
You know, we got
Um,
Eto, Drogba, Salah, Sadio.
I've got three, and one is JJ Okocha,
Okay,
Roger Milla, and Samuel Eto'o, I'll probably say.
Eto, yeah,
And
fantastic.
out of them, I'll probably say, oof, it's a tough one, but I'll probably say Samuel Eto'o.
Mm.
Yeah,
I had a
I
feeling
enjoyed
you
him a
might say
lot.
that.
Yeah, I'm a
I,
Barca supporter, so
well, yeah, as a Liverpool fan, I'm gonna have beef with him for a long, long time. Because I'm pretty sure he's the one who tucked it away when Gerrard slipped. Um, Thanks, Sam. You've gone from playing in the ninth tier as a part-timer to being a starter for now a League One club, which, by the way, congrats on that.
thank you.
How did you maintain belief in yourself during the hard times? And what advice would you give about self-belief?
I think it's the hunger I've got and the you know I want to play and I want to get as far as possible and I always have that in mind. So you know, as a footballer, you go through tough moments, tough times, but when you have that drive and you have that right in front of you, think like what you believe and what you want to achieve. If you have it present right in front of you, no matter how hard the times are going, you still are chasing that. If that makes sense. So I've been through tough times, but I knew what my goal was and where I want to go, and I'm still chasing it.
You know, you speak about your dad a lot, and he instilled that, from what I could tell, that hard work that you have in you. Um, I I love my dad as well. I would love to just give you the time to speak on him and give him the props that he clearly deserves.
Well, I remember when I was a kid, he would tell me stories about him, what he was doing to you know take his family, or make sure his family is well, and I wouldn't because I was a kid, all I wanted is to play. I wouldn't listen properly, but you know, as you grow up and you understand more life, you understand what he did for us, and I feel like I want to give him back all the efforts he did. So I can't just be lazy, and I have to work hard like he did and like he does still, and make sure one day I can give him back all the efforts he did for us.
That's awesome. So what has surprised you most about Rob and Ryan? Because they're around the club quite a bit. You
Hmm.
I'm sure have spoke and hung with them a lot. I obviously like it is incredible how good of guys they come across as, despite how famous they are. But what about them has surprised you the most? Except for them being
Um,
like normal good guys.
yeah, how close they were to us, how close they are to us. You know, I remember when I first got injured, first message I've ever received was from Ryan, and I can have conversations, honest conversations with both of them. Um, you can have proper conversations with them. You can just speak to them like normal people, and how invested they are in the club as well. That surprised me a lot because not every owner is that invested into the club and want to improve the club so much.
They're kind of the perfect example of how football gets its hooks into people here. Neither of them
Yes,
were fans. I didn't start like I played as a kid, but I didn't start to watch until I was like 25. But once it gets your hooks in you, you will never be free of it. And to see them live and die
exactly.
with every kick is an amazing thing. And they are two of the biggest proponents of the sport now in the States. I would have never believed that 5 years ago. But it really is. It's nuts. Now, in the same way, when you have a gaffer that you want to run through a wall for and die for, do having owners like that make you kind of feel the same way? Is there an added pressure to perform for them as well?
100%. I think we us players we perform we're playing not just for us, but we're playing for a lot of people, and that those people include the fans, your managers, the physios, the owners, every person in the town, and every person that supports Wrexham and that watches Wrexham. We feel the support and we want to give back, and that's the pressure. That's why every step we're going ahead, um, we feel more pressure because there's more people watching, more people supporting, and more people expecting more from us.
Good luck this year because League One might be the hardest league in the world. I do want to look ahead to next season. When do you guys report for camp?
I'm not sure, but it will be at the end of June.
End of June.
We End
Yeah,
of
go ahead.
June.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be
Um,
back at the end of June for preseason.
so I know that you guys are coming to the States again. You've got a match against the Vancouver Whitecaps of MLS and then Bournemouth and Chelsea of the Premier League. The Chelsea match is being played at the San Francisco 49ers Stadium. Even though it's a preseason match, what does that sort of match mean to you? Like, could you have ever imagined in your mind, yeah, I'm going to be playing in California in a 65,000 seat ground against Chelsea? Like, what do these type of games mean to you as a person and a pro?
I've never imagined it, but as I said, it's always that extra motivation. When you play against players that good that they're playing the best league, arguably the best league in the world, and you want to test yourself against them as well. It's just that it gives you that extra boost, extra push to play and test yourself and also improve because you learn from them as well. You learn what things they do well, and you want to correct what you do. And I think it's massive, not just for the players, but for Wrexham in general.
I just hope that Paul Mullen's lung scare doesn't like scare off Parky from like putting you guys out there. I would love to see you all on the pitch. I mean, it, what's the biggest match you've ever played in, not counting AFCON? Is it a Wrexham match that you guys needed to win, or is it stuff like that? Which feels bigger to you?
Definitely a game that we needed to win. And right now, I don't know if I remember what correctly, but personally, the most important game for me, it was a game against Notts County where we needed to win the league to get promoted
Was that
to League
the
Two.
Foster save?
Yes, that's
What a
the one.
match. Oh man.
That's the one. What
Yeah,
a
yeah,
match.
yeah.
And everything about it is just incredible about the game. Everything, the way we started losing and the way we ended up saving a penalty in the last minute. Everything about it.
See, and that's kind of the fascinating thing about sports, right? Because you guys, more or less, you had a rough patch that, for part of this season, but you largely, from start to end, were one of the two dominant teams in League Two. But there's almost something more thrilling about the close calls and the tight races. You know what I mean? Like that,
Mm-hmm.
when you dream in your head, like, oh, I'm going to score a last minute goal, you're not thinking, oh, it's going to be 8-0. You're thinking, oh, it's going to be 1-1 and I'm going to score that 2-1
Yeah,
goal.
you were
So
exactly.
what was the biggest difference in your experience this year versus in National League?
Well, we played in the National League. Obviously, there's some good teams, but there is better teams in League Two. So, when we was get the well, when we was going last season, when we was going into a National League game, and you're facing the top five, top four, you think, oh, this is going to be a good game. It's going to be interesting. Anything can happen. But when you go into League Two, those top five, top four become the top 10, top 12. You
Hmm.
know, and almost every game was a big test for us, and I think we responded quite well.
So how are you feeling about the challenge ahead this season? I mean, I know that you guys believe in yourself, but do you also know, like, oh man, shit's getting real now? Like, how's that feel inside the team?
I think everyone we're all in the same line. We wanna get promoted again. We wanna do well. Obviously, we know it's going to be a lot harder, and everyone can see how hard it's going to be because of the teams they are, teams that just got relegated from Championship. But we still want to do well and give another good season to the fans and everyone watching.
Yeah, and everyone stateside that are fans of you guys now and across the world, really. All right, I just got two quick ones for myself because I'm curious as hell.
Hmm.
I'm sure you guys have watched Always Sunny at some point, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But does the humor transfer over? Because it's like the funniest show that we have, right? But English and American humor is a bit different. So I'm
It's
curious.
different.
Yeah, so I'm curious how you
Yeah.
guys feel about it. Like I could imagine you being like, why are they yelling the entire time?
Well, I think the humor both countries is different, but I reckon we still understand it. We understand your humor, and we laugh at it. You might not laugh at it. We might not laugh at the exact same things, but we do understand, and it's still funny
Yeah.
to us.
I mean, that show has been on. I'm like 30 now. That show has been on since I was a teenager. It's
It
crazy.
is
And
crazy, to
then
be fair.
last one here, and I will let you go. Has Ryan shown you guys Deadpool 3 yet? Do you get advanced screenings of that stuff?
No, we didn't. We didn't. We haven't seen
Uh,
anything. We don't know. We don't
he's
know
a
anything,
good
to be
owner
fair.
up until it comes time to really give you the goods.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. He's smart. He's a smart man.
Jacob, you're awesome. Your team is awesome. I'm inspired by you. I'm inspired by the way you play. I can't wait to see where you guys go this season. I'm going to be rooting for you, sir, specifically.
Thank you very much, Eric. It's been a
Cheers, man.
pleasure.
Thanks, Jacob.
Cheers.
Thanks.